So part of doing this show is that I have to put my money where my mouth is, and I have a little confession to make. I have a bit of trouble with driving. I've conquered most of it, but there's two things that I avoid at all costs, and that is driving over the Westgate Bridge, and the other one is driving down the Great Ocean Road.
So there's usually something about a particular situation that triggers the anxiety. What do you notice triggers that for you?
I think it's the history of when I was, now you're going to make me cry, when I was having a really bad time with anxiety. As soon as I'd leave my house, my palms would be sweating and I'd be feeling awful. And in the end, I just thought it's not worth it. I'll just drive around. So I've done that for about 10 years now.
Okay, and it sounds like something to do with heights in a way, is it? Is it driving in a situation where there's a height?
Yeah, it feels like a combination of when I'm up at that height, I get a sense of, I don't know if it's vertigo or almost like an out-of-body feeling as well.
And this is one of the main things, allowing yourself to feel some anxiety when you face that situation. It's what we call using a coping approach rather than a mastery approach. And a coping approach means saying to yourself, look, I might feel bad, but I can handle that. Right. This is worth doing, and I've got some ways to help me get by. Ready?
No.
That's the way it is. You'll be fine.
Oh dear.
Well, Angie, so far so good. Even despite the discomfort that's been there, we're heading to the more windy part now, aren't we?
Yes. Oh, my sook. I'm sorry.
Not at all.
These parts are fine. Like when I'm enclosed with trees around me, I feel fine. But as soon as I get up to the bits that are a bit.
Good on you, because you're not taking that escape route of fleeing the situation.
Yeah.
You're hanging in there. Good on you. You're managing with it.
I must admit, I was surprised by how emotional my reaction was to facing this fear. I mean, it seems ridiculous. Rationally, I know there's nothing going to happen to me, but emotionally, my insides were screaming, "Get the hell out of there!" Oh, I feel like a bit of tension's leaving me.
Right, well, you're definitely past halfway now, so that's an achievement in itself, isn't it?
Oh, yes. I really think it's the anticipation and the build-up of not having done it for so long that makes it seem worse than what it probably is. See, even now, that view coming up, I can look at that and I'm not panicking
Great.
how I was at the start. Wow, I didn't think that would happen.
That's great.
And just when I thought I could celebrate, Chris suggests I cement the experience by going it alone. Seriously?
No, that genuinely sounds to me that you're ready for that, because it's just a short next step.
Okay.
And yeah.
Righto, as long as you're on speed dial.
Yeah. Great.
What's the old saying? Feel the fear and do it anyway? Anxiety can be so debilitating, and the natural reaction is to want to avoid the triggers at all costs and hide away from the world. One thing I have learnt over time is that only makes things worse. So bit by bit I've been chipping away at it, but this was one of the last things I hadn't dealt with. I actually can't believe how instant it is that I'm feeling that much better about the whole drive. Whew.
Hey, you did it, Angie. What's that like?
I must admit, that was a roller coaster. That was pretty crazy. I am surprised by my reaction to the whole experience.
It wasn't easy.
I really am glad I did it, because now I actually feel, I just feel like a weight's come off my shoulders.
Fantastic.
In some way.
Well, it's great taking that in, because it is a new memory.
Yes.
Of, hey, I can handle this.
Yes.
That's a great way of dealing with anxiety, to feel uncomfortable, bear with it, and then realise, hey, I've done that. And this is about the most important time, taking it in at the end of it.
Yes, high five.
Ah.
Just next time I won't have my psychologist sitting beside me.
Feeling anxious or panicky is nature's way of protecting us from situations that threaten our survival. Anxiety reactions motivate us to fight or to flee from danger. The problem is that feelings of panic can be triggered by imagined threats, such as fears of disapproval or failure. We can become stuck in worrying about anxiety and trying to avoid it. Helpful coping strategies include slow breathing, calming self-talk, and observing how our reactions tend to settle over time. If anxiety is especially persistent, it helps to seek psychological therapy to develop further coping strategies.